when do we do the "We're Still Here" chant? On behalf of the Rich Eisen show.
Probably tomorrow around this time.
Okay, right.
Very
Very good.
from now, yeah.
Tomorrow we got a great guest list. We'll be letting you know that later on this hour. Shaquille O'Neal's going to stop by. Ernie Johnson was already here. Kenny Smith's on tomorrow's show. We're literally down the hall from the inside the NBA set. We've been enjoying our time here in the Honda studio here on the campus of Turner at the Super Bowl 53. I turn to my left and I see a man who I'm going to be in a meeting room with in 90 minutes from now for the 8.5 hour.
Don't remind me, Rich. 8.5.
NFL Game Day morning edition of Super Bowl Talk. Good to see you, Steve Mariucci.
Hi, Rich.
How are
Hi,
you?
everybody. Look at this audience here.
There you go, Mooch. They love you, Steve. They love you. They love them some mooch. They love their mooch.
Did you recruit these guys like last night or this morning or what?
Yes. Pulled them right off the street. Say, you've got to see Steve Mariucci. And they said, absolutely.
Well, this is fun. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Good to see you. What have you been doing all week? You're suited
I'm a busy
booted.
guy.
Did you do TV today, Steve?
A little bit. I did Radio Row and all that stuff, you know, just kind of.
You don't have to suit up for radio.
No, I know,
Steve.
but I taped a couple things. But
What
here
have
I
you
am.
doing?
When you have a garage sale, I want to buy that sweater. I like that.
No, it doesn't sound like you do, though. That's not a compliment, I don't think.
Yeah,
Is
it
it a
does. I
compliment?
like it. I like it. It's not Coogee, but I like it.
Now, what did they? I don't want to give away too much of my pardon my take. What's the question that Big Cat asked me on the Barstool
Okay, so
pod
your
that's coming out
episode
Monday?
of Pardon My Take airs
Right.
after the Super Bowl.
Right.
But they did ask you how much money you spend a year on dad sweaters.
Yeah, what's my budget for dad sweaters?
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
You know, and my answer can't be. This is expensive stuff. This
Yeah.
is not garage sale stuff, Steve. This is the finest of Dan Marino wool.
Yeah.
You know?
I like it. It was a compliment, Rich.
Oh my God, I can't get
Yeah.
past it. I'm in the tank right now. I'm in the tank. You put me in the tank with the sweater stuff.
How's your week been going, though?
I've been here
Good
all
set.
week long. The set's been great. Been doing the shows. Now I'm going to start turning the page to my dual role of the NFL Network Game Day morning host. We've got our more. How long do you think this meeting's going to be?
So on an 8.5 hour show.
Yeah,
Well,
it's got to be 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
yeah, and then we got to do some radio for Kurt Warner.
Yeah, Kurt Warner. Well, I mean, because
Kurt's got a face for radio, so we're going to help him out.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, we're
And
going to do
something.
that. We're going to do that.
He's going to do the game again.
I know
doing
he's
all that.
calling the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He was here Tuesday.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen Sunday?
I
Steve?
have no idea.
Okay.
It was like last. It was
Thanks
like
for coming on,
Great
Steve.
job.
It
Great
was
analysis.
like it's like last week, you know, with the Final Four. I love Final Fours, you know, whether it's college basketball or pro football, right?
That's because of your best man at your wedding.
Yeah, Izzo turned 64 yesterday. It was his
Did he
birthday.
really?
It was his birthday. Yeah. Anyway, Purdue got him the other day. Though.
I know they
You probably texted him and heckled him.
I didn't do any such thing because, as we all know, it just doesn't matter till the Big Ten championship, which is when I will text and heckle him.
I'm going out there to Chicago. You want to go
No,
to the Big Ten
no
tournament?
By the way, is this even too cold for you? What's happening in the Midwest, even for you?
So 57 below in Chicago, wind chill. You know, schools are canceled.
But
Usually you cancel school because of snow days, but not cold days.
but that's football weather to you, isn't it? Not?
You'd plan a picnic where I'm from on a 57 below.
So you don't have any idea of what's going to happen in
So
Super Sundays?
You think about it. When you think about it, those games last championship weekend, they all go in overtime, and it's hard to predict a winner
Right.
because there's so many good teams. There were probably 6 or 8 teams that were good enough to get to this Super Bowl
Correct.
this year.
I would
right?
agree with you. Yes.
Which is good. The league wants that. The league wants some parity at the top anyway, and try to raise up the bottom. And I think that's happening with Cleveland. But all of the games that Brady has been in the Super Bowl, and there have been many, all 5 of his wins are come from behind wins, game-winning drives to win the game. And all of his losses are game-winning drives by Eli Manning or Foles last year. You know what I mean? They're all close. This is coming down to the last drive. So you don't even have to watch the first half. Just show up and watch the second half because it's going to be determined in the last 5 minutes. That's how it's been.
It's turned into an NBA game, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And so that adds to the drama. I always like to watch the injury report. It looks like pretty much
I don't
the
think
teams
there is
are.
anything right now.
You know
right?
what? And the only guy that I'm concerned about, and we're going to
kicker?
talk about it. No, it's not. When did he get hurt? He kicked the.
I know he kicked it from
Did he-
literally half the court, as you like to call it. You know, and
he's hurt?
His plant leg was in a boot all week. But anyway,
That's
so
not good.
which
I'm worried
guy-
about Gurley.
They say he's not hurt.
You know what? He scored. I watched that game again the other night.
Which one? Which game?
The Rams and the Saints. And Gurley's not playing much. He's in there, more than you think. He only had 5 touches, but he's pass protecting when he's in there. He scored the touchdown right before the half, and I figured, maybe he's feeling all right now after a couple of drop passes. Well, third quarter begins. It's C.J. Anderson for the next 2 drives. It was bizarre. And Gurley wasn't.
He was riding the bike at one point, stationary bike.
My experience, if a guy is a little bit hurt,
yes,
they want to play. They're in your face. Put me back in. You know what I mean? And that wasn't the case for him. He was mellow. He was okay with it. And so it seems to me that he's hurting. He's concerned about his knee. So, and how smart was Les Snead to pick up C.J. Anderson?
I'm telling you, man, that is Les and...
Did you see he and Kara last night?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Had dinner with the general manager and his lovely wife, Kara, who I've known forever, back in the day from ESPN. We launched the NFL Network together. Yeah. And they're, the Rams are, to say they're ready, they're not breaking any news. Everybody can't wait to just play the game right now.
I know.
It's ready to go. But, what Les Snead did with C.J. Anderson, Dante Fowler was the acquisition midseason, and he was the one who created the pressure on Breeze that led to the interception in overtime. Obviously, Ndamukong Suh and Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters, and then Brandon Cooks not only acquired but paid. Gurley not only paid, Aaron Donald paid. Everybody's happy, and everybody's ready.
Yeah.
And that offensive line is dynamite, but the Patriots one is too. It really is a terrific matchup.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
And I'm glad we're not talking about the Saints call, non-call, and all that.
Well, we
stuff.
could if you want to.
But it is a good matchup. And that Rams team probably, and Patriot fans
there's
might
one
not
right there in
like this,
front
but
row.
I think the
2.
Rams have the better roster from top to bottom. There are 8 first-round draft choices on their defense alone. This team is stacked, and not to mention the guys they have on offense, too. They're stacked with great players. I don't know how Les needs affording all of these good players. He can't keep them all forever. But
I know.
This is their window.
Well, it helps to have Goff in his first contract still.
It's imperative that you have a quarterback with a training wheel contract. Yeah, to be able to afford all these. Because when Goff signs a big one, a lot of these guys are gone. But they got another year to do this. But, to get all those guys on board and then just out of nowhere, just go get C.J. Anderson. Are you kidding me?
Right.
That was smart.
So Steve Mariucci here on the Rich Eisen Show, and he's a perfect guy to talk about Tom Brady with, since he was the one who drafted Giovanni Carmazzi in front of him.
And I didn't know anything about him being a goat farmer. I really didn't at the time.
So it was you and Bill Walsh who did it. It wasn't just you, right, who drafted Carmazzi. Now, you didn't have even Brady on the board. You didn't even have him on the board when you went with Carmazzi?
Do I have to go through this again?
Yes.
What makes you think I just did this in Radio Row? So here's what happened with Tom Brady coming out. Hey, Kurt Warner didn't get drafted either. Nobody drafted the guy.
No, but you cut him.
Yes, we cut him because he wasn't ready. So
Poor Mooch, just taking L's right now.
oh my
Taking
God.
L's, Mooch.
So here's the deal, Rich.
This is the way we love each other.
So
yeah.
And Tom Brady, we had the same agent, Don Yee.
I didn't even know that.
Now you do.
Okay.
And so, but here's the deal. When you put your board up, your draft board in the National Football League, you have to, especially at quarterback, because that's the crapshoot column, right? You don't know. But there are different categories of quarterbacks. We had a guy named Steve Young. I don't know if you ever heard of him, all right? And he was an athlete. Rich, he was 4'5". They were going to move him to corner at BYU.
Yeah.
And then he said, give me one more chance. And then they kept him at quarterback. He was that type of an athlete. And he wasn't ready to be done yet. So we were going to get a young guy, young athlete, mold him, whatever. And so Tom Brady was in a category of the drop back quarterbacks. He was in this category. Well, we weren't looking at that category. We were looking at the athletic quarterback. Gio Carmazzi, maybe because he was Italian, I liked him. I don't know, but he was a Rhodes Scholar. He was a 4'7" guy. He was a point guard on the basketball team. Yeah. He was in that athletic category, and so we felt, hey, well, maybe we're arrogant guys. We can coach him up and mold him into a West Coast offensive kind of a guy. That's all. And everybody passed on Tom Brady, as you know.
I know that.
And
Well, not everyone, but I understand what you're saying. But Tom went to the Harvard of the Midwest. Tom,
So let me tell you,
Tom wasn't too much slower than the goat farmer, or the shepherd, or whatever you want to call him. I mean,
what do you mean? Tom, God love him, he still has the slowest 40 time of quarterbacks in the combine ever.
Okay, so he's not fast.
So much for the 40 time at quarterback, right? But speaking of the Harvard of the Midwest,
Yes.
that's a misnomer, all right? Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Which school, which university
Yes, sir. Of higher learning. Yes.
has the most quarterbacks to appear in the Super Bowl? Let's open that up to the audience. Which university?
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah,
it was the one that you coached at, Cal Berkeley.
Cal has 5 quarterbacks that made it to this game. Can you name them, Del
I've got him.
Tufo?
I've got him.
No,
I've got him.
Tufo.
You
I've got
are
him.
not a
I've got
chance.
him. I've got him.
What?
I've got him. Golf.
Thank you.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Vince Ferragamo.
Yes.
Damn it! Now I'm beginning this. Warren Beatty. Who are the other two?
Joe Cap
Wow.
When did he play in the Super Bowl?
for the Vikings
Okay.
Correct.
And
and Craig Morton.
okay.
5. And I think the next best is 3. So why did I say that? I have no idea. But CJ Anderson's from Cal too.
Mooch is just throwing out trivia to throw a smoke screen up
You know what?
because he didn't draft Brady. That's basically what's happening right now. I love you, Mooch.
Are we going to a break? You got something else to talk about? You
No,
know what?
Shaq's coming
so,
here.
Is he?
Yeah, he's coming.
I'm having a rough time this week as I did something that I'm going to regret.
What? What?
When did you come in? I came in on
Sunday.
Monday.
Yeah, I came in
You
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Came in Monday.
I'm a professional. What? So what?
Tuesday I did something that I'm going to regret, and I hope my wife doesn't find out about it.
What'd you eat?
Gail's going to be pissed.
What did you eat?
Tattoo?
What is it?
It's going to embarrass the family too.
What is it?
I did a rap video. Well,
Oh
so
my
listen.
God.
So
Oh my God.
we do a lot of stupid things on the show, right? So last year, what did we do? Irv and I, America's favorite odd couple.
well, you went ice
We
fishing.
went ice fishing. All right. I wore that grumpy old man uniform, and he wore his fur coat. That he,
Right.
yeah. And then we went to Fort Irwin with the military guys. That was awesome shooting.
Right.
And then Marshall and I went to Nassau, right?
That's right. You
Okay,
went
so
to Houston.
so they wanted to do something in Atlanta, right? So I wasn't quite sure what we were going to do. So when we get here, it's like, all right, you're going to do a rap video. I go, no, I'm not going to do a rap video. And Monday we recorded over there where they do Ludacris and everybody else over there. It's this big time studio. Bob Whitfield from Stanford owns the place.
So this is part of game day morning on
Oh
Sunday?
yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
me running against you.
So I'm hoping to God my wife doesn't see it because she will not be there when I get
Well,
home.
as you know, we try to get you to help us get Andy Reid in a Little Dicky video called
right.
"Time's Yours."
Time's yours.
That we wanted to do that. The rapper and Andy, as you know, he said he passed the opportunity. Good to see you, Mooch.
All right. See
Oh my
everybody.
gosh.
Who's in the rap video with you?
Yeah. Little hint.
Michael Irvin and I.
About who else?
Well, a little guy named 24 years old named Keats. And he wrote the song. He did the thing where he does the all that, and then he just he's really talented kid. Really, this kid's big
my God.
time.
Oh my
And
God.
so I told as a cow, that's our producer. I go, I'm not rapping. I ain't doing this. I quit. I'm not rapping. And so he canceled the show. And they already rented the studio, okay? So I go, okay, if we have to do it, then I'm going to be the producer. I'm not the rapper. Well, they got me rapping a little bit.
You gotta watch our show on Sunday
Wow.
now. Fantastic. All right, I can't wait to hear more at our show meeting. Love you, Mooch. Thanks for coming by.
See ya.
At
Thank you.
Steve
Oh,
Mariucci
yeah. Good
job,
on
Mooch.
Twitter.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.